Whew, that was a chore. I think everything's back where it's supposed to go. Can't even hardly see the wires. Yeah, I think everything's good. Okay. All right, so there are those. So now, let's put on the belt. And I'm just about done. It is too hot. Too hot today. So there's the head shell. Okay. Belt is here. And this again is from Vinyl Nirvana. All right. Okay, let's see what's going on with. Ooh, that's bad, huh? So I may not have something connected properly underneath. So let me sort that out. Forgot about the grounding strap. There's a grounding strap that has to be screwed into the T that I did not reattach. I'm hoping that is the problem. Oh gosh. Man, I tell you, I drop everything. Well, I don't think that's the screw for that. I don't know where that screw went. Okay, I'm gonna need to find the screw for this. Might still be in that bag. Let me see if I can find that and screw that back in. Okay, so the hum was actually coming from the head shell. I didn't have it aligned or tightened or something. And I also had the toner wires in the wrong spot underneath. So hum is gone. We have Bob Seger. So here's the function check is okay. Now I haven't done anything to the motor on this. I will look at that in the next segment. See what kind of service that will require, but looking better than it did. Not perfect, but you know, it is what it is. So let me look into this motor And it's probably gonna, you know what, I'm gonna cap it for here. I'll pick up the motor and looking at the, putting the bottom cover back on and kind of wrapping it up for now in the next segment. So if you like what you see, hit subscribe. Catch you in the next video. All right, back to the AR. ARXA. I'm also working on an XB, which I'll talk about that one in that video. That one's, well, I'm calling that one the money pit. That's all I can say about that. So I'm going to kind of say two things. They're probably both going to be, I'm trying to figure out where man, I tell you what, losing my mind. Not controversial, but number one, the new springs made this so stiff, the table basically kind of lost its damping, if that makes sense. These were too stiff even with the wing nuts all the way to the end, and with the wing nuts all the way to the end of this this guide rod, I couldn't put the bottom cover back on. And I know the bottom cover is just a piece of cardboard, basically, but it was too stiff. Like, I don't understand why you'd want to put springs that stiff on a table where you want it to, right, isolate vibrations. So I don't know. I mean, I guess there's something I'm missing with that, which there's always a lot of missing on everything. But I don't understand why you would want to put these on it, because these are better. Like, so I have a Toyota 4Runner, and it's a TRD off-road, and it's got a really bumpy ride compared to a 4Runner without the stiffened suspension. So if you want to feel every bump, you put the stiffened suspension on it. If you don't, you put a softer suspension on it. So I think it's kind of the same concept here. So I don't really get these springs. I may have to do a little bit more research on it to see what I'm missing, but no, I did use the hardware though. The hardware, the wing nuts and the little, there's like a little ball bearing plate in there, and those made it easier, and now I'm able to put the bottom back on. So I'm not real clear on that. And the second controversial thing I'm going to say is I understand the following. I understand the following regarding the innovative design for the AR turntables, and they sound really good for what they are, but like, I'm not amazed at the turntable, and maybe I'm not looking at it in the right context. Thorens does a much better job of this, right? This design. So, and I'm not saying anything bad about the AR, but I was expecting to be like, wow, this is the greatest turntable ever, because this has a huge following. But, and I guess because they're so customizable, you can really get these to a place where they can perform and sound really good. But as I'm going to find, or as I'm finding with the ARXB, the money that you put into it, I could just go out and take that. I could take the money for the carcass turntable that I bought, get an improved tone arm, fix the plinth, or get a new plinth, and basically it's a completely different turntable. Once you get it all customized, for that amount of money, for $500 or $600, I could get a really good turntable, vintage or even new. I can get a really good turntable. So yeah, I just don't get it. Now, this was a Goodwill find in a box. It's super clean. Now it's clean. I mean, I painted the top, and I fixed I didn't really fix it, but I cleaned up the veneer on the sides. I'm going to put some little isolation pod feet on it once I get the corners cleaned up on this. And it's going to be a solid turntable. The dust cover I cleaned up. Now it still has the crack in the back, which is just how it is. But again, my goal with these Goodwill find turntables is to not put a lot of money into it, as though I found it at a Goodwill. So it's in much better shape than it was, right? And it can be used now by somebody, but yeah, I was so looking forward to getting one of these because I thought, man, this is going to be like super duper cool. And I'm just kind of underwhelmed by it. And again, I'm not saying it's a bad turntable. If this is the holy grail unicorn turntable for you, that is awesome. I like stuff other people don't like. So I'm not saying it's just in my opinion, from what I've seen, I guess I just don't get it. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up the series on the ARXA. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to this. I was thinking about upgrading the motor and doing stuff like that, but now I'm kind of like, I don't want to put any more money into it. I mean, it works. It works. So anyway, I guess that's it for the ARXA. If you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.